breaking news into the Fanfare newsfeed.
Donald Trump lost 2 debates to me in 2020. And since then, he hadn't shown up for debate. Now he's acting like he wants to debate me again. Well, make my day, pal. I'll even do it twice. So let's pick the dates, Donald. I hear you're free on Wednesdays.
Well, we got a bit of breaking news this morning. Woke up and saw this story and I was like, wow, the old man must have had 2 scoops of ice cream with his oatmeal this morning. He had the balls to waddle out in front of a teleprompter and challenge Donald Trump to not 1, but 2 debates. The internal poll numbers that the Biden camp must be seeing must be so absurdly bad that they realize the only chance they have is to get out there and confront Trump. So they told him, get your tired ass out there, we're gonna have to debate Trump. But does Dementia Joe realize they don't have teleprompters at a debate? As someone who makes a ton of videos, I noticed something very troubling about Dementia Joe's challenge video. In a 14-second video, they had 6 different cuts to get him through it. He only spoke 51 words and they had to cut it 6 times to get him through it. Check it out, I'm gonna show you right now. So I'm gonna play this, I'm gonna show you every single cut that they had to make to allow Joe to get through 14 seconds, 51 words of copy. Watch this. And he's talking, whoop. Cut number 1, cut number 2, cut number 3, cut number 4, cut number 5, and cut number 6. 6 cuts get through 51 words in 14 seconds. That shows there's a problem with his ability to keep a cohesive thought even for as little as 14 seconds and 51 words. And this guy wants to have a debate? No, I'm sorry. And this guy wants to have 2 debates? Are you kidding me? Oh, this is gonna be fun. I can't wait till these debates happen. I'll go live, we'll broadcast it, and we'll just have a whole bunch of fun. Bring your popcorn. And unless these debates are on someplace like MSNBC, where they give Dementia Joe's team some pre-rehearsed questions, this guy is toast. My initial thought on this is that it's a ruse. It's a way for him to look like a tough guy, show some virility, get out there, want to take on Donald Trump, make my day, a Clint Eastwood style thing, when they know he cannot stand toe-to-toe with Trump. But they're hoping that the media can rally around him, and you guys, good luck with that. Oh, and did you notice how this sick man basically goaded Trump for being in trial because of Dementia Joe's administration's lawfare that they're going after Trump with? It is absolutely sick. He thought it was funny, or somebody who wrote the words that Joe spoke thought that was funny. But I think you stepped into it, Joe. Here was Trump's immediate response. Crooked Joe Biden is the worst debater I have ever faced. He can't put 2 sentences together. Crooked is also the worst president in the history of the United States. By far. It's time for a debate so that he can explain to the American people his highly destructive open border policy, his new and ridiculous EV mandates, the allowance of crushing inflation, high taxes, and his really weak foreign policy, weak in capital letters, which is allowing the world to, quote, catch on fire. I am ready and willing to debate Crooked Joe at the 2 proposed times in June and September. Joe's team already set out some, guidelines that they want to see followed for these debates to happen. I would strongly recommend more than 2 debates, and for excitement purposes, a very large venue. Although Biden is supposedly afraid of crowds, that's only because he doesn't get them. Just tell me when, I'll be there. Let's get ready to rumble. Oh, in a rumble, it will be. And then I saw this clip on Fox News where Sean Hannity was talking about the debate, and he pretty much had the same feeling that I did. It's a sign of desperation. It's a Hail Mary. Let's take a look at what Hannity said.
Fox News alert, President Biden speaking out on social media about taking on Donald Trump on the debate stage. The Biden campaign proposing 2 face-offs before early voting begins, one in June and the other in September. Vice presidential debate in July after the RNC. All of this after.
Oh, vice presidential debate. Please get somebody like Tulsi Gabbard or Tucker Carlson or Vivek Ramaswamy to go up against Kamala Harris. Please. That will be must-see TV. My God, I couldn't even imagine what that'll be like.
Trump's criminal trial ends here in New York.
The great Sean Hannity joins us right now. So, Sean, to deliver this message, it took them 6 cuts to get the president's answer.
Everybody has now noticed that. 6 cuts in 14 seconds to deliver 51 words. That is absurd.
To say yes to Donald Trump. Is he ready?
LJ, let me tell you something. This made my day. This made my morning. This is great news if you're Donald J. Trump today for a lot of reasons. And if I was President Trump, I'd say, why not make it June, July, August, September?
Yeah.
Let's have 4, Joe. Really?
I completely agree. Have as many as possible. Get him out in front of the American people every single month. As more and more data comes out about unemployment and inflation and the numbers at the border, they're not going to change. Get them out there every single month, but there's no way they're going to do that.
Really make my day. You want to have a debate? Let's have debates. And I think this is phenomenal news for a couple of reasons. One, I think that Donald Trump will wipe the floor with him. And I don't care if we get the State of the Union jacked up Joe with caffeine, Red Bull, or what.
You know how sad that is that he's saying that something that everybody knows is that our president, we have to call him our president at this point, in order to get through a debate in some, like the State of the Union, some of his speeches, everybody knows that somewhere backstage or before the event, they're having to juice up this guy to even speak. How about a drug test before the debate? I'd love to see that. How about a drug test for both candidates? Have it right before the debate. You basically have to make sure you're clean, like they do at the Olympics. Make sure you're not under doping rules or anything like that. There's no way Joe can do a 2-hour debate without having some sort of foreign substance in his body.
Ever. Or we get regular Joe that could barely walk off the stage last night. I think it's a great opportunity. Also, he proposed a format that I think is extraordinarily favorable for the president, which is if you're not talking, your mic's not on. I think one of the difficulties in 2020 is
maybe Sean Hannity should take that to his own show because he's always talking over people.
Probably Donald Trump in that first debate was too aggressive. This will then kind of put, rails in place so that one person talks at a time, and the more Joe talks, I think the worse he does. Here's what's really happening, though, in my mind behind the scenes. I've known James Carville, for example, for many, many years. I've debated him many times around the country. I actually love the guy. He's so fun to be around. He's smart. Don't ever underestimate him. And his most recent video that I saw, he was angry. Everything we are throwing up against Donald Trump is not working.
In Trump's more ahead than he's ever been. Fewer people think January 6th was any kind of what it was, as an assault on the temple of democracy, the Constitution. I don't know what the f- you want to say. It's going the wrong way. It's not working. Everything that we're throwing is spaghetti at a wall, and none of it is sticking, me included. And it's hard when you start in your 80th year, and you know, like anybody else, I
panic,
have an opinion of myself. The opinion I've come to is, I don't matter. It doesn't matter. You can prepare, you can be on TV, or you can write pieces, you can have a YouTube channel, you can have a podcast, and nothing. We gotta try to think of something different, because what we're doing is really, really not working.
So he's furious when he's saying this. I know him well. He's pretty angry.
I love when he scratched his head. Man, it's just not working. We've got a corpse running for president. What are we gonna do?
And he's been basically a voice in the wilderness telling the Democratic Party that this guy is really not fit for office. David Axelrod, again, not a dumb guy, has been saying the same thing. Van Jones, in his way, has been saying it. Maureen Dowd's been saying it. These are prominent Democratic voices. So what do we have here? We have a situation where nothing that they've been saying about Donald Trump has been working.
Nothing. Not even these court cases. And in fact, if they go ahead and try and convict him on this sham in New York, it's only going to get worse. One of the things I'm thinking, I'm thinking that somehow the Biden camp has gotten word from Judge Merchan that we're going to find him guilty. We're going to convict him. And they're coming out saying, yeah, we're going to do these debates because they already know that the fix is in with the court case, so that they can go into the debates because the appeal wouldn't have gone that, through that fast. And at the debates, they can say, hey, yeah, listen, well, you're a convicted felon. You've got all these problems. You've been convicted by a jury of your peers and you expect to be president. Count on that. I almost think that's in the books. I think they've got it where they want it. I think Judge Merchan is someone who's as corrupt as it comes. I think this jury is fixed. I think even though no crime has been basically told to the jury, they're still going to convict him. And when they convict him, that's going to give them something to use in the media, and they're going to pound it, and they're going to pound it, and they're going to pound it, and then he's going to say it in the debates, and you know what? It still won't work. They don't realize that. They can't win with this guy, and they think by convicting him, that's going to make a difference.
The lie about the economy being great is laughable because 60% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. For 3 years, we heard the border is secure and the border is closed. Now they want to blame Donald Trump. Right. That's not working.
He wants to raise taxes to 44%. I just saw something yesterday where Gavin Newsom wants to add a 50-cent per gallon gas tax in California. None of this makes sense. So there has to be something where they think they're going to get him convicted and they're going to use that, because I don't see how he can defend any of his policy.
The disaster, which is Joe Biden surrendering in the war on terror and abandoning our ally Israel. And by the way, really responsible for a quid pro quo, the very thing that they impeached Donald Trump for over Ukraine. He's trying to say congressionally appropriated monies will not go to Israel unless you do what I say. That would be cause for impeachment based on Joe Biden and the Democrats' own definition. But I don't want to digress here. So I actually view Joe Biden's Make My Day tape, which him saying it kind of made my day, as a Hail Mary pass. They're desperate.
Absolutely. It's a Hail Mary pass. They're desperate. They don't know what else to do at this point. This is their best chance, they think, at this point, of putting this guy head to head with Trump. But I don't understand how they can debate policy. It's a very simple policy. Little boys playing against little girls. Do you want 44% income tax? Do you want high groceries? Oh, he's going to say, well, it was 9% when I came, inflation was 9% when I came in office. Bull crap. There's nothing he can say but lies. And all the stuff that he stands for, it's been proven at this point the American people don't want. So I don't know what Dementia Joe's going to do.
There's one more thing, and then I'll shut up. What the other thing that it does, and for all the people that have been speculating that, come August, come the Democratic National Convention, they're going to push Joe Biden out.
Yeah, he's the nominee.
This locks him in.
Yeah.
He is their guy.
Sean?
And that you have to wonder if this is like a sacrificial lamb. They know it's too late. Nobody's going to step into this mess that is the Democratic Party, and they're just, hey, we'll go with Joe, and we'll just hope to stop Trump when he gets in with everything else. And one other thing too, and don't forget this. They convict Trump and he gets elected. Don't think for an instance they're not going to try and impeach him and use the impeachment process to then get him out of office. I guarantee you they've got things up their sleeves. These people are not going to lay down. They need this power that they've been grabbing so badly. There's no way they're walking away from what they've tried to build.
So that would be, I think, the matchup that the country needs. You have two people that have served 4 terms. You get to compare and contrast their records.
And that's the first time in history ever. 2 consecutive presidents running head to head. It's a simple comparison. You can look at what guy A did, and you can look at what guy B did, and you can compare them both. We're going to talk a lot about that tonight on my live show. So be sure to tune in.
Compare it on law and order and safety and security. You compare it on the borders. You compare it on the economy. America abdicating its role on the world stage as the leader of liberty and freedom and surrendering in the war on terror. I'll take that debate every day of the week.
Okay, so we have some other details of this letter that Biden sent and said, I'll do 2 debates. Biden's team has requested that only broadcast networks that hosted Republican primary debates in 2016 and Democratic primary debates in 2020 will be eligible to host this year's events. Only 4 networks, CNN, ABC, Telemundo, and CBS, hosted debates for both. So
CNN's in there, home team. CBS is in there, home team. ABC, home team. Telemundo, home team. They don't want Fox anywhere near these debates.
Fox is going to get frozen out of it. He also proposed that the moderator be selected by the broadcast host from their regular personnel with firm time limits for answers and stuff like that. Stuff they've got to negotiate, but nonetheless, Fox will be frozen out of hosting the debate.
That really sucks. That really sucks. What are you afraid of? You expect Trump to go on a liberal network, but you don't expect you to go in front of a conservative network, if you want to call Fox conservative. I mean, but in any event, you're hiding Biden. You're hiding again.
He just commented to Brooks Singman this: the proposed June and early September dates are fully acceptable to me. He told Fox Digital, I'll provide my own transportation. Also told her he's ready to go anytime, anywhere, any place. Just something to keep in mind. The reason why Joe Biden's doing this, the reason why he's doing all these interviews, the reason why he did the massive tariff is because he knows he's losing.
Big time.
And is, in a way, is this a Hail Mary, Sean? Is this a Hail Mary? So I have to, this is it.
He already said it's a Hail Mary. It is 100% a Hail Mary. This is all they have left. They realize at this point that him possibly upstaging Trump at a debate is their only shot. Their only shot.
Brian, you're so accurate here. I mean, look, James Carville said it. Nothing we're throwing at Trump is working. Nothing. And even lawfare. Let's assume a guilty verdict. I mean, and we can get into the trial if you want, but I would assume it. You have an abusively biased judge that should have recused himself. You don't even have a crime that has been defined. You have a New York City jury, which is never going to be favorable to any Republican conservative, and certainly not anybody with the last name Trump. So where are we here? Carville was livid. Right. Go back and look at that tape. Play that.
I just played it so you guys could see it. He's absolutely right. He was absolutely livid. He says nothing is working. We got to change, and we need a drastic change.
Tape, and nothing we're doing is working. This now shows how desperate the Biden campaign is. Here's one other huge advantage. The fact that these debates are proposed before early voting, there should never, ever, ever be a presidential debate before the voting starts. Now, I happen to be against, weeks and weeks and weeks of voting. I think we need, I prefer Election Day be a national holiday. I prefer paper ballots. I prefer voter ID, signature verification, chain of custody control.
I think he meant after voting started.
I prefer partisan observers observing updated voter rolls. But for that to happen, Republicans got to win elections. So this is a great opportunity, I think, for President Trump. And I think Joe Biden, get that Red Bull ready in the White House, because they're going to need jacked up Joe to show up.
As you might imagine, the response on Twitter/X was quick, and it went like you might expect. Let's take a look at some of these responses. So this was Joe Biden's initial post where he threw down the challenge. And I want you to take a look at something. The first comment is his own comment. And what's the first thing he does? When I get on stage, it'll be me and this grassroots team versus Donald Trump and his MAGA minions. Again, like I have said before, why is making America great again a slur? How is that bad? I mean, you're president of the United States. Number one, you just made fun of Make America Great Again, which you should be absolutely for. And then secondly, you called us all minions. You just completely demeaned basically half of the country and called us minions. It will be democracy versus authoritarianism. Really? I think I'd love to have that defined at the debate and have you defend what you're doing as not being authoritarianism. I think pretty much you're the one who just overruled the Supreme Court and gave away billions of dollars of student loans. That's authoritarianism defined. Revenge and retribution versus a vision for our future. Revenge and retribution. You've dragged this man through the mud since the day he came down the escalator. And now you're worried about revenge? You're worried about retribution? You've done so much to the American people, and you're telling us, there's a vision for the future. I want to raise your taxes 44%. You're going to be okay with that. You're going to pay more for groceries. You're going to pay more in rent. You're going to pay more in your mortgages. I'm going to let boys take over women's sports. That's my vision for the future. You can stick that. You can put that where the sun don't shine. And I think a lot of other people felt the same way. So if you look at some of the comments under here, MAGA minions, remember you said you'd be a president for all and then choose to divide? You're an absolute liar, and that he is. It's so nice for you to call half of the country minions. I thought you were going to unite the country. All you did was make everyone poor. Next one, you can't call your opponent an authoritarian while trying to imprison him. Exactly, this is what people are seeing. This is on his own post. LOA, nice try, Karine, but everyone knows this is the third team of the Obama-Jarrett administration. Senator Josh Hawley. Biden's video has 5 cuts in 13 seconds. What will Biden do in a debate when his many handlers can't edit and splice his sentences together? Bingo, big one. This is from Laura. I can't say the last name because YouTube doesn't like her at all. Biden mocks Trump about his New York City trial in a video that was possibly made by Judge Merchan's daughter's company. Interesting. Holy election interference. Biden posted this video saying he will debate Donald Trump. He said pick a date and then said, I hear you're free on Wednesdays. I have a serious problem with that. I think a lot of Americans will as well. Wednesdays are the days Judge Merchan holds mental health court and Trump doesn't have court during his trial. It's worth noting that Biden-Harris campaign is a client of Lauren Merchan, Judge Merchan's daughter, who does digital consulting for the Biden-Harris campaign as president of, quote, Authentic Campaigns. Did Lauren Merchan's company design this video for Joe Biden? Social media videos and management falls under the category of digital consulting, which is a service specifically offered by Lauren Merchan's company. Biden is now using Trump's trial overseen by his vendor's father to avoid debating Donald Trump and to attack Trump over his trial. This is third world dictator behavior. Boom, that's where it says. Absolutely. Dave Rubin, it's weird with all this great technology we have that we haven't made animatronics better than this. Yeah, if you've been to Disney, you know exactly what he's talking about. Todd Starnes from Newsmax. Biden taunts Trump in heavily edited Make My Day Pal video clip. Trump will destroy Crooked Joe. They should demand Biden take a drug test just before the debate. Performance enhancer. Hashtag performance enhancer. I co-sign that. Make him take a drug test. Here's another one. Biden just released a video daring Donald Trump to debate him. He can't even read from a teleprompter without screwing up. He needs to stay focused. He needs meds to stay focused. When he is focused, he reads the stage directions. This will be comedy event of 2024. And what he's talking about is when Biden is reading from the teleprompter, he will actually read what's on the teleprompter. Joe, look to the left. Joe, look to the left. He'll actually read it if it's on there. He's the Ron Burgundy of politicians. It's insane. One more for you. Debate. Will Biden apologize for lying to the American people about his son's laptop? At the last debate, Biden falsely claimed that the laptop was you know what. Can't say it. People upstairs may see it, so I don't want to even say those two words together. But he lied his butt off during the last debate. I wish and I hope that people call him out for all of the lies. Remember the 51 intelligence people who underscored and said it was such and such? Oh, how about the diary? How about everything you said about the diary being fake? And then your daughter actually confirming that you did take showers with her. Oh man, this is just too juicy. Trump's got to be able to bring this up and get it in there. I mean, but who knows? They're probably going to hit his microphone so he can't talk or anything like that. But if he's allowed to answer a question and they give him, like they're saying, we're going to give time limits. That's because they want to shut him down. They don't want too much to get out there, but he's got to get it out there. I don't know if this was just a trial balloon to see how people would react. I'd be interested to see if these debates actually happen. I mean, if Trump gets convicted, do they pull the debates and say we're not debating a felon? Is that going to give them reason to say, hey, we're not even going to go through with this? I don't know, but if it happens, it's going to be must-see TV. Let me know what you think about Dementia Joe's debate challenge to Donald Trump. So join me tonight at 7 p.m. Just click here to be notified as soon as I go live. I can't wait to go over this with you. See you soon.